Hi friends! In our time together today, I'm sharing one of my practice sessions of Leaving Uist. It's a tune I recently introduced. I'll stick a link at the top and at the end of this video to that original video where I walked us through the tune. I'll also stick a link at the top of the notes to this video to the page of my website from which you could download the music and tabs for this delightful tune if you haven't done so already. And for my practice session today, I'm using the Carey Chieftain V5. This is the non-tunable version, and the Thornton High D hybrid with a polymer body. And I'll stick links as to where you could pick up each of these absolutely lovely whistles. Now, when I'm sharing a practice session, what I'm doing is I'm going through and saying, okay, I know the core of the tune, and here are the things I think I want to do in playing it. And I'm somewhere along the continuum of, oh dear, I'm just getting started, and hey, I'm reasonably happy. With this one, I'm approaching reasonably happy. Leaving Uist, I've heard it played a couple of different ways. And when you go back to that original video, if you've not yet watched the Fred Morrison version, or he's a little quicker, or the other version with the three gentlemen playing that's a little faster. Two different feels to the tune, but both a little quicker than I might otherwise have expected on my own. But it's a great tune. So let me jump in. So as I'm playing this, and I'll go through it on the low and the high D whistle, the tune itself is somewhat straightforward, but you've got to get into the flow of it. So it starts off with a, but as you're thinking about that, and when you ornament and express this tune, I want you to ornament and express it for yourself. Don't even parrot Fred Morrison. Oh, I know. One thing I need to say about Fred's version. Fred is the author of the tune. I didn't say this in the other video. When Fred plays the tune, he plays through the tune, the first verse, and then he changes up the notes just a little bit when he plays it through again, and then he plays it through a third time. And then he hits this. It seems like an improv session on the tune, but it's really not, because he does that each time he plays it. And I've not captured any of that. So when I play it, I'm just playing it twice through. If you want to learn the consistent riff that Fred does, have a good time with that. If you ever transcribe it, send it to me. Anyway, so like I started to say, the tune starts off, but the tune has a bit of a pipey feel to it, and it's quick. So you actually want to start off, and this is what I'm thinking. Remember, when I'm talking about ornaments, it's what I'm thinking. You could, or just a little shorter or longer there. And then you get to the note, the way it's written is. But unlike one of the versions, actually, you step into that little bit with a bit of a run. And great tune for slides. Also a great tune, if you're going to slow it down just a smidge, great tune for some good vibrato. Now that, you've got that B, D step down. You could, or, no, I don't like it. Maybe you throw a G in the middle if you felt like it. And that double A is before a brief rest pause. Now there, instead of putting like a double cut or a roll in on that G, I like just a sharp ornament on that next one because it's only an eighth note, and it's not a longer note. So. All right. I'm kind of feeling okay about that. But I'm honestly having trouble knowing whether I like the slow version or the fast version. So one of the things you could do, if you fancy, is start it off on the quicker side and then slow it down on your second time through. Or start it off on the slower side and then pick up the pace on your second time through. Sticking with the Chieftain V5, I'm going to just run through it just once before I transition to the Thornton. My bad. I was playing an A and I didn't cover the second hole correctly. Oh well. Welcome to live music, right? Well, by the time you hear it, it's not live music, but it is right now. I'm actually, with the Thornton, going to try and pick up the pace a little bit, and I'll add a couple of the variations that Fred Morrison adds to the second time through. Let me tell you what they are. In that opening area, he goes on the second time through, and then a number of bars later, the first time through for Fred goes. Actually, let me play. Now, on his second time through, he plays. Just going up on the step to that step down. And then right before the double A that gets punched, the first time through is. The second time through, he plays. I really like that, and sometimes I play that whenever I want. Then you're getting down in that second bit after that run. Then, oh, sorry. The first time through is, sorry, I messed that up again. When he plays it the second time, he plays instead of going up a couple of notes, he goes down a couple of notes before the step down. And then a couple of measures later, and the second time through, Fred plays following that same pattern of leaving it a couple of notes lower. And then toward the end, that's the first time through. And the second time through, he plays mirroring that other bit right before the punched double A. Whew. I'm going to run through it now on the Thornton high D hybrid polymer body. See, I'm going to try and step up the pace just a little bit because I like that. Because I really like that bouncy run toward the end, to play that a little faster. Since I played it a little more leisurely, I know that wasn't leisurely, but compared to the faster version, I'm going to have to get myself into that again. So let me see if I can get into the pace. Okay. See, when I hold that first B too long, it just messes with my head. I like that. Yeah. My faster bit playthrough, I think needs more work than my slower playthrough. So I'm going to work on that some. But, if you know me, I love slower playthroughs. But I love doing that. That's kind of fun. Now, one thing you've got to bear in mind too, and so I'm going to work on that more. Remember, this is a snapshot in time of a practice session of mine. And one of my goals is transparency for you, so that I could say, I'm thinking about this, I'm trying this, here, let me try it. I'm happy with that, I'm not happy with that. And so I really want my practice sessions to be honest reflections of what I'm doing. And I'm happier with my slower version than my faster version, so that's what I'm going to work on more. One thing you want to do, one last thing before we wrap up here. As you're getting to the end, this is really written so that you're going to transition from one tune to another. Did you notice there at the end, it didn't finish? You could leave it hanging. You're just sitting on that A. And that's really fascinating. It's almost as though it's in the air and you're like, I need to close this song out, because it doesn't resolve itself. So you could do that. Something like that. And that last one is actually more in keeping with the flow of the tune. I was just trying a couple of things there. So if I were to close this out with a feeling of closure, you're going to want to end on that E because you started on the E, and people will feel better about it. unless you want to leave it hanging. But the other reason it ends on the A is not just to leave it hanging, but it gives you the opportunity to transition into another tune. So, but if you wanted to close it, I would probably... Let me walk to that again. Yeah, that's it. I'd close it that way. Oh dear. And if I neglect it, I think I did say, but I will add links in the notes to this video to where you could pick up both of these amazing whistles. Yes, I did say that. I hope this is helpful, friends. Please like the video if it does help. If you're brand new and checking us out because of this practice session, please subscribe. We've got the best community of folks learning to play the whistles together. And jump into this tune. Listen to Fred. Listen to the other video of the guys playing. Think through the tune with me. And then you play the way you want to play it. Because that's really important. For this music to be alive, it has to be alive in how you want to play it. Until next time, my friends, this is Scott Shade. Happy whistling.